That's it. 3 paper crayons. The buttons on the elevator are lit up now. Let's go! Oh, I don't like this. This doesn't seem right. Doesn't match the descriptions I got at all. What was that? Oh. Hey, Reina. Reina? Is that you? Huh? Who's there? Look around you. Interesting, isn't it? It said the cranes can grant a wish. What is it you wish for? I've never been one to believe in wishes. Are you him? The collector? Collector. Crow. 2 of many names given to me over the years. Ah, but we have no time to waste on such boring, trivial things as introductions. Don't you want to know who I am? Oh, I know who you are, Detective Ito. Or should I say, investigator? So hard to keep straight. I suppose it's irrelevant what you call yourself now, as you've arrived exactly where you need to be. Something's different. Yes, yes. What is it, I wonder? Ah, that's it. You're like me. After a fashion. You see things differently from those around you. The world is not as solid and unchanging as it is for them. Things bend. They break. Am I wrong? No. Nothing's been the same since Kamakura. Yes, yes, of course. The girl you murdered, Reina. Was that your fault? Something made me do it. Then you are a puppet, dancing at the end of your strings to a tune you cannot hear. No, that's not what I said. I'm no one's puppet. Are you so sure, Detective? Do you really feel like everything you've done is under your control? When faced with the impossible, you're so certain that every choice you make is your own? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like they're being made for me. Which is easier, I wonder? The knowledge that the cause of all your suffering and your joy is of your own doing, or someone else's? I don't have time for this. Ah, of course, of course. Our conversation is tilted towards the philosophical, but you are not here for philosophy. You want something more. Tangible. I want information, facts. No, it is my business to know what people desire. That is not what you seek. What is it you want? Truly. Tanaka. I want to know what really happened to him. No, it's not only that. I want to know what's happening to me too. Nothing makes sense anymore. I'm tired of chasing after clues that lead to dead ends. Perhaps I can be of some help to you. But first, please indulge me. I have a few questions. I'm curious, so curious. You're such a unique visitor after all. Yes, nothing like the others. Fine, what do you want to know? I find it interesting that someone like you would drink on the job. Huh? You mean in the hostess bar 2 weeks ago? Yeah, what of it? It seemed so obvious a mistake. Why did you do it? For information. At least that was the main reason I did it. It was for the case. I didn't think I'd get information otherwise. This is exactly. Not that it changed anything. On the night of your partner's disappearance, you found your way into the sewer using a man. Why him? A witness saw him. A witness placed him in that sewer. Why not go directly to the source? What is this, some sort of psych test? I came here for answers, not for the games. It's no game, Detective. I mean, listen, I can give you what you seek. This is my price. That's it? If you wanted information to use against me, it seems you've already got enough. Blackmail. Not pedestrian. Simplistic. No, I have no interest in that. Then what do you want? Everything I collect brings me closer to an understanding, much like you. Except the puzzle I assemble is considerably larger, and the piece you provide is well worth the trouble. Shall we continue?
Do I have a choice?
You've already made it. You show so little patience, Detective. Surprising, considering the effort you took to get here. The girl, Reina, she's the one you've been chasing, yes? Let's talk about her. Why didn't you shoot her again in the sewer? She was holding your dear Tanaka at knife point. Why didn't you pull the trigger? I legitimately didn't want to hurt anyone.
Maybe for a police officer it sounds soft, but I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Even with Tanaka at the end of a knife, I thought it might end peacefully.
Interesting. Most interesting. Though she's gone, the sleepless nights continue, don't they? You've taken your pills twice. Is that enough to make a difference? Do they help? Does it not make you question the futility of it all? Most interesting. Perhaps you've told me enough. Yes. This is most useful. I accept this trade. In return, you want... what was it? Ah, yes, that's right. A path. A way forward. I suppose it's your turn to ask the questions now.
Yeah, tell me about the mask. I don't know why, but I get the hunch that you'll know what this is. What is it? Reina was obsessed with it. It must be important, but I can't figure it out.
Ah, I see. A most interesting relic. It makes people do the most fascinating things.
Yeah, like murder? Why did Reina want it so badly?
It is a tool. Instead of living in fear of it, why not use it? It might be the key that will help you find your precious Tanaka. Though, as powerful as it is, one cannot expect to use it knowing nothing about it. You said it yourself, it all started in Kamakura. The Kawanas have quite a history with that mask.
The Kawanas? The Shrine Maiden girl? Her grandmother was the one who gave it to me.
The very same.
It gives me the creeps. Maybe I should have gotten rid of it.
Don't do that. You'll never find your way without it.
Alright, where is Tanaka?
In the dark. Whether he lives... that is more difficult.
The dark? That's not the first time I've heard that. What is it? Where can I find it?
A better question is, where can it not be found? Can you not feel it around you? Following you at every turn. It pays great mind to those within its walls. You know of whom I speak. The common thread that binds all the misery in your heart.
Reina. If that's where she is, Tanaka must be there too.
The girl's thread is a complicated one. Yes, very tangled. It begins in Kabukicho, at a talent agency called Omega.
Kabukicho? I don't know. I know it well enough.
As I imagine any officer of the law would. The dark is a sacred place. It lives and breathes, changes shape and goes where it pleases. And it is the girl whose suffering determines its shape. Without understanding its root, you will never find your way. Or it could tear you apart. Like it almost has already.
Alright, and I guess what are you? A dressmaker, a cat breeder, a blackmailer. Seems that no one in this town can agree on anything about you, except your name. There's no way anyone could know what you do. It's impossible. So what are you?
Take a look around you. Is it not familiar? Can you not smell it? The stench of corruption. I've been here for so long, longer than you can imagine. Feeling the desires, the loves, the hatred of mankind flowing through this place. For you, Detective, I'm exactly who you need me to be. Now, shall we return our attention to the matter at hand? Our trade, after all, was not for the knowledge of how I fit into your story. You're some form of Tanaka, aren't you? He's somehow connected to Tanaka in some way. Man in suit. I mean, that's the best connection I have, but like, there's something there. It was for a way. It was for a way to clear the. How did you put it? Ah, yes, to clear the dead ends you run up against. Let us reconsider your problem. The mask and the dark are inexorably linked. Pursuing one without the other is futile. Now you are an enemy of the dark. It will reject you if you don't understand it, and you'll be lost without the necessary tool.
How will I know when a path's been opened?
Ask your puppet master. My end of the bargain has been upheld.
You seem awfully eager to help me. What's the catch? Something tells me I'm going to regret talking to you.
Paranoia, an unnecessary feeling. As I said, people fascinate me, especially ones as unique as yourself. You are a detective. I've only given you the tools you need to finish the job. From there, now that is the interesting part. I look forward to seeing your progress. Consider your debt to me partially repaid. The rest I shall collect at another time. Tell me, my little puppet, you can see your strings. Does your dance not continue? Until we meet again.
Okay. So, Kabukicho? The air in the collector's basement was stagnant and heavy. If I had stayed any longer, I felt like it might have suffocated me. Oh, like the Kawana's place. During the time I was there, Akihabara... Wow, this music is loud. Okay. During the time I was there, Akihabara faded away into a distant memory. I returned to the surface, put my hand up to shield my eyes from the sunlight, and listened to the people on the street. Their conversations seemed so pointless, part of a world I no longer belonged to. The busy sounds of the street swept the cobwebs from my mind, forced me to remember everything I told the collectors and everything he impossibly knew. I told him so much, but did I have a choice? Maybe he was right and I was a puppet after all. At that moment, it didn't matter. The dark and the mask both belonged to a world I was now a part of. Normal methods of investigation wouldn't lead me to them. Countless paths were narrowed down to two, and I had no choice but to march forward toward the leads I'd been given. As I left Akihabara behind, one thing bothered me. How did the collector know so much about me? Was I really so easy to read? I didn't have the time to dwell on it. Kalski and Reina were in the dark. That much had been all but confirmed. And now I had a means, however impossible, to find them. Two paths, the mask and the dark. Both were necessary, and I had to make a choice of which to follow first. Chase after a talent agency in Tokyo's red light district, or head back to Kamakura to visit Mai, the girl I nearly got killed. Neither seemed very appealing. My logical side didn't understand how either would help, but as everything around me cracked and crumbled away, logic didn't matter anymore. I had to choose, or maybe something would choose for me.
So we got Kabukicho or Kamakura. Isn't Kabukicho like the real life area that Kamurocho was based off of in the Yakuza series? I think it was. Anyway, I'm gonna go to Kamakura.
I came here to find out about the mask. There's something I've got to do first. 6 months ago, I sent one girl to the morgue and very nearly killed another. Since then, I thought of coming here to apologize to Mai Kawana countless times, but I couldn't will myself to see her and be faced with my failure. I think of the fear and hurt in her eyes, and I feel nothing but shame. For my own peace of mind, I need to tell her the truth about that day, about how I lost control. Hopefully she can find it in herself to forgive me enough to help me with my investigation of the mask. Wait, it's fall. So why are the cherry blossoms blooming? It's like nothing's changed since that day. Oh god.
Yep, my Gira.
Oh, hey, it's, you. I was reading the papers and I, saw your picture. And then I saw that picture on the TV news. And maybe the 7chan message boards after I looked you up.
Whoa, dude.
I'm sorry, I was curious. I remembered meeting you and couldn't believe it. It's like I met a celebrity or something. No, of course it's not good or anything, but you know, you never knew who you'll meet in this business. Everyone always seems so unassuming. I mean, that's not to say it was your fault or anything. Okay, so the message boards are pretty bad. There's a lot of bad stuff on there. Like, wow. Pretty wild stuff.
Are you done?
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes. Hello again.
Leave Kamakura? No. Where's Mai? I'm looking for Mai Kawana. Have you seen her?
Oh, you're looking for Maya again, huh? Alright, you sure that's such a good idea? She's pretty upset about the, happenings the last time you were here. I mean, I've barely seen her leave Kamakura since then. Maybe it's best if you leave her alone.
It's important. I talked to her.
I suppose she'd be at the shrine. That's down the street, like usual. Maya's very important to this town. Please don't upset her too much. We all want everything to go back to normal.
Is Mai's grandmother still at the house near here?
You want to see her? Well, she is still around, I suppose. I see the comings and goings of all the people around here. I don't see her getting out much, though. Oh, yes, that reminds me. When you were here last year in April, did she, I don't know, give you something? I'm not accusing you, of course. I just heard that there was an important artifact that went missing last spring. Kawana is old and losing her faculties a bit. Maybe she gave it to you by mistake. Do you remember anything like that?
Sorry, I don't, buddy.
Oh, I see. I'm sure it'll turn up.
Cherry blossoms? What's going on with the weather here? It's fall, so why are the cherry blossoms out?
It's beautiful, isn't it? There's a species of cherry tree, the Prunus subhydrala autumnalis, that sometimes blooms twice a year. At least that's what it says online. Who would have thought we'd have them here in Kamakura? Well, I say Kamakura, but they only seem to be in this part of town. Lucky, huh?
A cherry blossom tree that blooms in fall? I've never seen it. Are you sure you've got your facts straight? It seems impossible.
Impossible? Do you doubt my botany expertise? Impossible would be if the seasons started reversing themselves, don't you think?
Yeah, it certainly feels that way.
You say something? Why the gum face? Anyway, I hope you take advantage of the weather. Go for a picnic or something. The blossoms are so peaceful. Don't they put your mind at ease?
Yeah, alright, I'm out of here. Bye, dude. Excuse me. Alright, my... Cherry blossoms fell gently at my feet as I approached the Kawana family shrine. In front of me was my Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of a shrine maiden. She saw me approach and stood there frozen and terrified, the same helpless look on her face as when she had a knife to her throat months before. This time it was me she was terrified of. We were only we were the only two people at the shrine, yet I couldn't shake the feeling of being followed. A familiar presence watching from the shadows. No, I won't do it. Why now? Why her? I don't have to do what you say. I'm not a puppet. I can choose. You, the detective from before? Why are you just standing there? Is it over? I'm fine. Sorry to scare you. I'm here to talk to you. See, I've never been good at apologies. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I've been meaning to talk to you ever since that day. I should have come sooner. You're here to apologize? Now? I haven't heard from anyone in 6 months. The police only talked to me once, and then everyone here started avoiding me and acting like it never happened. I guess that makes me the last person you'd want to see now. After that day, I'm sure the police came by and told you I was only following procedure, but that's bull. Police in this country don't go around shooting people. I didn't feel like myself and I lost control, putting you at risk. Sounds dubious to say I lost control at such a crucial time, I bet. But that's the truth. The truth? It's strange, isn't it? The cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. That's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I imagine the only other one who understands that is you, Detective. Your name's Ito, right? It's so quiet here. It's hard to imagine something like that day in April really happened in a place so peaceful. But it did. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so hopeless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about the mask the red-headed girl was after. She denied knowing anything. But it was a lie. I found one of her old journals at the shrine, and she wrote that the mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me?
Oh, shit. Whoops.
I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hasn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself up in that old house and mumbles to herself about darkness and purity. I'm so worried about her. My gut tells me that the mask has something to do with it. I'm sorry. Listen to me rambling away. I bet you don't care about any of that. The truth is, I think you're right about the mask having something to do with all this strangeness. I actually came here to ask you about it. You think so too? Then let me help you. I don't know anything, but maybe Takashi does. Oh, sorry, Takashi's my brother. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and Grandma, but he left the first chance he got. We talk on the phone all the time, but he refuses to come back and visit.
Well, that's suspicious as fuck.
I get the feeling he knows something I don't. He won't even tell me how my parents died.
Where does your brother live now?
He's an instructor at a kendo dojo in Asakusa, in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the kendo world. It does sound like that'd be a good place to start. Do you think he'll speak to me? You can try. He's never been very good at opening up to strangers, though. That's worth a shot. Thanks for helping me, Mai.
Wow, okay.